welcome once again to Let's Talk Marriage. This is Pastor Larry coming to you this Wednesday afternoon with Let's Talk Marriage. All right. All right, we're going to get right on into our program today. First of all, I hope everyone is doing well. If you woke up this morning, guess what? You are doing well. All right. We got to get right on into our program. Our program of today was we're going to be addressing the young ladies to watch out for the predators because this is the time of year. You know, the seasons are changing. The weather has already started getting cold, and you know when the weather starts getting cold, you know the places that you young ladies work so hard to get and obtain. You know, sometimes you had to get on a waiting list to get these places for you and your children. And you know, you're a single parent, and you know, it's a lot of single mothers out there. And as soon as the season starts changing, it seems like that's when the predators come around and they want to find somewhere to stay for the winter or live for the winter. So don't fall prey to those fellows with the slick talking, and all of a sudden they, you know, in your corner, they got your back, and you know you've heard it all before. Don't fall for that because this is the time of year they're going to be coming around looking for somewhere to stay. And, you know, you've attained a place for you and your children. And, you know, you have to watch out for that, you know. And sometimes these, you know, these guys just, you know, just take advantage of the women, especially the ones that are nice and the ones that have good attitudes, the ones that are in church. They really tend to take advantage of them. Sometimes they'll even start going to your church just to get next to you or to take advantage of you. So you have to be very careful and to watch out for these people like that. And you know, sometimes you know, you know, you get lonely, as you know, which is natural. But you still have to be patient and wait on your Boaz because you know a lot of times you just jump for the first person that come along or get fooled by the first person that come along, and you can't be fooled by these people because sometimes they know exactly what to say to you and how to say it to you, and that's how they take advantage of you, and they set that trap for you. So you have to be very careful with that. And you know, and this is the time of year that this all happens. You know, a lot of times they break up with someone else, so they won't have to get them anything for Christmas or any Christmas gifts. So they come back your way. You know, and knowing that they prey upon people that are nice. You know, people that are good people. You know, they prey upon them to come back and try to come back into their lives, and you were doing fine by yourself, and all of a sudden they just come along trying to take advantage of you. So you have to be very careful for that because you know life is so short, and you want to make sure that you're doing the best for you and your children, which you were doing the best for you and your children all along, and then all of a sudden they come along and trying to take advantage of you. So you have to watch out for those, and sometimes they're not always the people in the street. Sometimes you can even find people like that that are even in our churches that are like that. It's sad to say, but just because someone that goes to church does not mean that they are for you. Does not mean that they're your soulmate. You have to wait for your soulmate, and sometimes it takes a while before you get your soulmate. You know, you have to wait on your soulmate. Don't fall for the first person that come along and say something nice to you. Make sure that you are listening to your instincts because sometimes your instincts will tell you that that person is no good or mean you no good. So don't fall for all these things that and the lies that these guys come along and try to manipulate you and try to fool you into you know moving in with you, and you know and don't want to put a ring on your finger, but they want to move in with you. Don't let them fool you by doing this. You know, if they love you enough they'll marry you, and don't just marry someone just for the wrong reasons. Make sure you get with someone for all the right reasons, not for the wrong reasons, because it's easy for someone to flash cash in front of you, especially if they know that's your weakness. That does not mean that they're for you. That does not mean that they're going to always be in your corner. They could be just flashing cash as a trap to trap you. You know, they'll spend money on you and act like they're there, and soon as you let them move in, then they want to take over. What's that song? Say, don't let the devil ride, because you let him ride, he's going to want to drive. And that goes for that. So don't, let them into your life. Make sure you be picky. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being picky. And ask the Lord, says, is this the right one? There's always telltale signs. Look at your children, see how they receive them. If your kids don't receive them, that's something wrong with that. And look at how they interact with their parents, or if they have any relationship with their parents. If they have no relationship with their parents, that's another red flag. You have to watch out for these red flags that come along this time of year with these guys that prey upon young women. And there's so many young women out there that are nice, decent young women, and they're just looking for someone to be there for them. And a lot of times these guys are pretended they're going to be there for you, and they're not for you. So you have to be very careful on how and who you entertain, because they're not for you. And listen to sometimes your parents are right. You might think that they're being in your business, but most of the times they have your well-being in mind when they tell you that these people are no good. There's just many times your parents told you that someone was no good, and especially when you were younger and didn't know any better. You thought that guy was for you. He's the one for me. And you found out later on that mama was right, and daddy was right. So you have to make sure that we are very careful in who you bring around your children, because if you bring the wrong person around your children, then that's gonna set up all kind of other issues and problems within your household. If you're getting along fine without someone, make sure you keep it that way. Be very careful to don't even let them come to your house. Don't let them meet your children unless they proven themselves. And once they come around your children, watch how your children or how they interact with your children, with your parents, with their parents. When you meet their parents, see how they interact with their parents. If they see if he's a mama's boy, and if he's a mama's boy, you're gonna have some issues because nothing you're gonna do is gonna be like mama's. If he's a person that disrespects his parents, you're gonna notice that when they take them around them, and then you trust me, if they disrespect their parents, they're going to disrespect you. And notice how your children interact with them. If your children seem cautious, frightened, or don't like them, listen to them. Children have very good instincts, and a lot of times they're a very good judge of people because of their innocence. They're a very good judge of people. So make sure you pay attention to that. Pay attention to all the red flags, because again, this is that time of year. It's already started getting cold, and they're gonna want to have somewhere where they can watch Sunday night football, because they tired of being out there in the streets watching football. So they want somewhere they can come and somewhere where they don't have to pay no bills, and because these people come in your house and won't help you with the bills, or eat up all the food and just take over. So you have to be very careful of people using you, and have enough pride in yourself not to let these guys use you, because they truly, trust me, there's a lot of them out there that are out there just to use young ladies, and they count you as a trophy, and you don't want to be with the first person that come along just because they look good, smell good, or whatever, because that doesn't mean anything, because they still could be no good. So you have to be careful of how you entertain these people. And if they don't want to go to church with you, that's another red flag. You ask them to go to church. Oh, I don't go to church. That's a red flag, especially if you go. If you go on a regular basis, they don't go and don't have any interest in it, or they have interest only just because they trying to get something past you. Pick that up. Use your spirit of discernment. Sometimes the Lord will tell you and give you signs about these people. When you get these signs and people show you who they are, trust me, that's who they are. Sometimes your first impressions are your best impressions, or your first instincts are your best instincts. So make sure you trust that, and if you pray it up, you're gonna know right away. And sometimes these people come saying all the things that you want to hear, and doing all the things that you want them to do, just to fool you, or to make you seem like you're on top of the world with them, or make it seem like they're the best thing that happened to you. And trust me, these people are not for you. There's a lot of predators out there that prey on young ladies. They even go to churches to prey on the church women, because they know almost all the church women are single, or usually looking for a husband. But just because you're looking for a husband don't mean that you're desperate. Don't mean that you are going to settle for anything. Don't settle for anything. Settle for who God has for you. And when it's for you, you will know. You'll know. Sure as I'm sitting here, who's for you, you will know. And when you know that, it'll be the true thing, and it'll be true love. Because a lot of these guys are just want to use you. Don't let these guys use you. Trust your instincts. Trust what mom say. Trust what daddy say about these people. And sometimes it could be your friend might even pick it up. They might know something about that person. Keep your ears open. Keep your mind open, and don't trust what these people will tell you, because they'll tell you anything. And just because you're single doesn't mean you're desperate, because you were doing fine by yourself. A lot of times you were blessed with a place to live, and you have your children. Keep your children in mind, because they are the most important things aside from God that are in your life. So make sure you uh, respect what they think, and listen to your children. And sometimes when you get caught up with these people, we stop listening to our children and think they're just being children. Sometimes they have good instincts because of their innocence. So we have to make sure that we are doing these things, because you don't want to get caught up with these people, and then you start having kids with them, and then you really have these soul ties with these people. And once you have these soul ties with people, it's very hard to break these soul ties. And that's why when you go into another relationship, you could have had a bad soul tie with someone, and then when you break up with them and find the right person that's even your soulmate, you'll give them a hard time, because you're still carrying baggage from a previous relationship. And to avoid all that, you have to watch out for these predators, because trust me, you don't want that baggage to be carried over into a new relationship, or into a relationship that's meant to be. And the ones that are meant to be, sometimes we give those people the hardest time, because we did not close a chapter from a previous relationship. We talked about this quite a few times on the program about closing chapters from a previous relationship. And we have to make sure that we do this in order for us to move on, and find the right person for you, or or let the right person find you, young ladies. He that finds a wife. So make sure that you are stay prayed up, keep your mind and your heart open, keep your instincts alive, so you will know exactly when someone is coming along and trying to take advantage of you. Because trust me, with this weather getting cold, they're gonna be looking for somewhere to live. Trust me. So make sure that you are keeping your distance from these people, and be very cautious. There's nothing wrong with being picky. Don't feel like you have to settle. Don't settle for anything. You'll know when to turn off that guard. You'll know when to turn or turn off that guard. You'll know exactly when. So make sure that we are doing these things and keeping ourselves safe, keeping our family safe, because this is the time of year, again, where it starts to get cold outside, and this is when these people are going to start preying on you, young ladies. So be very careful, be very watchful when you're going out at night. Make sure that you try not to go out by yourself. When you're getting gas, make sure you lock your car or keep your keys with you. Lock your car so they won't get in on the other side or try anything. Make sure you be real, very cautious. This is this time of year. Watch your surroundings, and if you can help it, make sure you go when you go somewhere. Go with some, and those of you that are exercising, go out in the morning jogging or working out or whatever. Make sure you don't go alone. Please do not go alone. Make sure you have a person that you go out with when you go jogging, or even when you go shopping at this time of year. Make sure you go with someone when you go shopping, so that way you'll be safe and you and your children will be safe. This is Pastor Larry. This is that time of year. We're going to be signing off. First of all, I want to invite you out to our services at New Zion Christian Center. We're located at 15014 Desplaines Street in Plainfield, Illinois. Our services begin Sunday morning at 11 a.m. We hope to see you there, and God bless you. And this is the season.